Set.
We have a straddle.
Okay.
What's this?
This is $28.
$28?
$28.
Actually, $2,800. Joe folds. William folds.
Just for the commentary during the hand, I'll call.
Viffer's in.
If you check, I'm going to bet this one. I'm going to Barry G it.
All right. I don't want to check then.
Oh, I'm going to probably raise you.
Viffer bets 400 in the dark and hits bottom pair.
That's not even a check. That's like just a waste of space.
Viffer's basically done this to prevent Daniel from continuation betting.
How about raising?
How much is that?
54.
Viffer calls.
Daniel's raising an amount that makes it look like he's trying to get rid of the Viffer.
Viffer bets in the dark again. 9 of spades on the turn, giving Viffer a flush draw.
Viffer's basically checking by betting, so his call on the flop isn't so bad up against any random continuation bet.
Daniel raises to 12-4.
Now that he's got a pair and a flush draw, he may not be going anywhere.
Why do you always raise me?
You're not really betting. That's not really a bet. 400.
Whoa, re-pop to 41-4.
This is a pretty scary board for two aces. 7, 8, and King, Queen both just got there. Spades picked up more outs. Now, it is way more likely that Viffer would be semi-bluffing here than he is to actually have something. So while technically this is a 3-bet, it really is just a raise.
Daniel calls.
Interesting card coming.
Another 400 from Viffer in the dark, and a set of aces for Daniel.
Oh my God. What are you doing, Viffer? He's mashing my brain into bits.
It is very peculiar the way he's played this hand.
Oh boy. I really wish you would have bet like 50 or 60,000. Oh, this is gonna be so pansy-like. I'm the biggest pansy of all time. I'm such a chicken, only because you're so creative and tricky and all this funky stuff. You could actually bet 400, hope I make a legit raise, and then just, boom, blow me off the hand. And I'm too scared of that. Just flat out, fear. This is just a fear call.
He calls.
That means this will make the highlight reels.
What do you got?
Nothing, of course.
Oh, good. It's good for me. I almost folded, I swear. I really did.
Have a 3.
I almost folded, I absolutely swear.
Action on Ludovic Geilich under the gun +1.
There's a reason why Ludovic and Geilich both rhyme with sick.
Raising with 6-3 offsuit. Ace-Jack for Sjavik.
This is a fine spot to call, or you can 3-bet the live wire. Either way. You know, before I said Jan Sjavik looked like an off-duty chef, but now I'm thinking it's more like a ninja that suddenly lost a lot of weight.
You should probably stop thinking.
Hasn't had time to replace the wardrobe yet.
He calls. King Queen suited for Leo McClean in the big blind.
This is more of a flat call spot for Leo, even though a 3-bet is tempting with a hand as sexy as Queen suited.
He does call. 3-way to the flop. King 10-10. McClean with the best hand. Sjavik with a draw. Geilich with a total bagolino. Action check to the aggressor.
Playing in flow. This is a pretty bad spot to bet. It's a very connected board, and he's going to have almost no equity when he gets called.
Ludo continuing for 31,000.
Also, a guy like Ludo is going to get floated a lot.
Sjavik is in with his gut shot.
And it looks like Ludo is going to get looked up by 100% of his opponents.
Sure enough, McClean calls as well. 3-way to the turn. And that card is the ace of spades, meaning Sjavik is now in the lead.
And meaning Geilich is officially drawing dead, or as his people would say, deed.
Sjavik checks.
Leo can't bet.
He checks as well.
But we know Ludo can. Ludo wants to win every single pot, so he's going to bet here. It will work sometimes, but a lot of the time, you're just going to get called down.
With 0% equity, he bets 98,000.
And this only works if your opponents are terrified of you, and I don't know how they could be, except for I just remembered they haven't been seeing his hole cards. Surely Sjavik's going to call a top pair, and draws to a boat and the nut straight.
He folds!
Wow. Now it's just up to Leo. Now, we have the benefit of knowing all the cheese Geilich's been playing, but I don't think these guys are aware of it yet. Leo may think he's drawing nearly dead already.
There's also that fear if he does call here that he might be facing an even bigger bet on the river. McClean folds. Wow. You gotta love watching this guy play. The bluff gets through. He gets 2 better hands to fold.
Ludovic Geilich is full of more random aggression than your average internet discussion forum.
Esfandiari raises with ace-3, makes it 120k. Ace-jack for Vanessa Selbst in the small blind. The chip leader calls.
Even with a huge stack, Vanessa playing this cautiously.
Dan Shak with 9-10 of clubs in the big blind, and he calls as well for an additional 60,000.
He's getting great immediate pot odds with suited connectors, and he's actually the favorite three-ways.
3-way to the flop, which gives Vanessa top pair, second pair for Dan Shak, plus a flush draw, plus a backdoor straight draw.
Oh boy, this could get uglier than Quato from Total Recall.
Well, it doesn't look like Vanessa intends to play in flow. She leads for 165,000.
To just call pre-flop from the small blind and then lead here, Vanessa's range is rarely nothing.
$400.
Dan Shak raises to 400,000, gets an insta-fold from Antonio Esfandiari.
This board is super wet, which is going to make Vanessa not worry so much about sets and 2 pairs. If Dan had a super monster and Vanessa let into him, wouldn't he probably just call and let her lead again on the turn? It's free money. So no, I don't see Vanessa folding top pair, top kicker here.
Call.
She calls. There is now 1.25 million in the middle. Huge pot building here on the bubble, and there are 3 guys at the table running on vapor. The board pairs on the turn. Vanessa now a 3-1 favorite. She checks.
All in.
And Shak shoves!
OMG ICM suicide. I commend Dan Shak for having stones so big they are now considered the islands of the Bahamas, but this bluff is risking crazy amounts of real money against a person with a stupid strong range.
I call.
Vanessa calls! And Dan Shak is at risk of bubbling the super high roller.
What a ridiculous sweat. Everyone is just giddy with the prospect of making the money. It's like they're 8 and someone announced a pizza party.
The short stacks don't believe it.
Yeah, these two, not quite as giddy. What an unnecessarily huge pot.
Dan Shak does have 11 outs. He can hit a club or a 10 on the river. It's a 10!
That was not supposed to happen. He's doing a victory lap. He's coming back.
Dan Shak doubles up and takes the chip lead from Vanessa Selbst.
I just didn't think you'd...
Dan, don't say anything. Don't.
Only call. Just a call, me and you. I've not looked, Fabian. Live check. Let's go. Okay. Yeah. Fabian, not looked, I promise you.
Sean tweets, one of the more
Well,
entertaining
okay.
EPT streams, and this McCormick guy might be even greater than Roger Teska.
Definitely.
I've still not looked, I check. See, the last time this happened, I had 3 8s. Now there's an 8 out there. Just so you know, I check. Check's good. Aye. Oh, no, it's you to go.
He's managed it by the river. So if he has ace-high diamonds, he gets a penalty?
Oh, yeah.
If he checked again.
What'd you bet? 55,000. Make me look now.
You don't have to.
You know what? I might call. You want me to call without looking?
Oh, yeah. Blind man's bluff. I like it.
Do it.
I like it.
Okay,
God.
this is the sickest sweat. Just
If you win this hand, I'm gonna...
What'd you have?
he's got flush.
Oh my God.
One at a time. Nope.
Let's see the other one.
Oh!
It could have been a...
Did he really not look? Did he genuinely pay that off blind?
So the raise from Tim Adams, a call from Zaytoun, Panetti with 6-5 suited, and an intense stare. We get a Queen 10-9 flop. Top pair for Tim Adams, the flush draw for Panetti.
I think Adams might be somewhat tempted to check here. He's got to feel there's every chance his opponents have connected with this board pretty well. We can see that he's in front and could do with a protection bet, but I do like to check.
Everyone checks the flop. Queen on the turn. Trips for Tim Adams.
I think at this point, Adams might want to start betting. I don't think he's going to go huge, but I could be wrong. It's still very possible that one of his opponents has a better queen than him, but at this point, obviously, pretty unlikely.
So Tim has bet 35,000 into a pot of 102,000. So Toon folds his ace high. Panetti, on the other hand, with the club draw. There's the call from Panetti. And a fold from Mikkel. Heads up to the river. And it's a break. This is where Panetti gets frisky and blasts off. Bluff shove.
It wasn't this event last year that we saw the greatest bluff of all time with the 7-2 off. This would be right up there. It won't work though, I don't think.
Oh God, he's done it. Oh, Christoph Panetti, you've been so patient. But based on his table image, is Tim Adams staring at this board thinking, a trip's no good?
I mean, it's so rare that you see someone check call out of position with the 6-high flush draw and then just decide to lead on the most bricky looking card of all time. Oh man, it's not the most fun spot to have to call with Queen 6, but I think he will end up calling.
Tim Adams is as confused as we are.
191.
191.
Panetti looks pretty calm. It's just so rare that anyone ever bluffs like this. I could understand if Adams does make the fold. Panetti is never shoving a worse hand for value. So he's just got to try and work out if he can have any bluffs right now. And usually I would say probably not. Even it's just such a weird line to take though.
Arguably the tightest guy at the table. His face is amazing. Every combo going to his head. No, he can't have that. No, he wouldn't have that.
I think Adams is going to end up using all of his time banks here. I think the longer he thinks, he might actually make this fold. Panetti channeling his inner Gore guy. Another shake of the head. I think he's going to fold.
Oh! Folds the trip queens. Figures that Panetti's played so snug that if he's shoving this river, he must have it.
It'd be a good bluff.
Show it.
I folded a really good hand.
Panetti is not going to show the bluff. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome poker content. And check out this video. The YouTube algorithm seems confident you'll like it.